Hello everyone, this is Chop It Up Hoops with your pal Sal. We are at the All-Star break going into 2023 of the NBA season, and there are a couple things I want to talk about halfway through the season, and that has to do with team positions and also player positions within the league. When we talk about leading scorers, leading rebounders, leading three-point makers, along with team scoring, team rebounding, assists per game as far as teams are concerned. So first thing I want to talk about is the teams, top teams as far as what they're doing and where they are within the Eastern and Western Conference. Let's talk about the Sacramento Kings. First of all, if you told me they would be leading the leading scoring this year up into the All-Star break, I would have been like, liar. But they are. They are leading on top of Golden State and the Boston Celtics. Golden State respectively is averaging 118 a game, while the Boston Celtics are averaging 117. Also, this is an obvious one with Brook Lopez and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Team rebounding per game is the Milwaukee Bucks. Memphis Grizzlies, of course, they're really good at attacking the offensive glass. And then number 3 would be the New York Knicks. Game, of course, the Golden State Warriors, they love to share that ball, especially with the point guard forward Draymond Green, who loves to deliver dimes to Curry, Clay, Wiggins, and Jordan Poole. Denver Nuggets with Nikola Jokic. Let's see, the man's already gotten, they're 21-0 when he has a triple-double for the center. That is phenomenal. The Denver Nuggets are on top of the West right now, halfway through the season and going into the All-Star break. Phoenix Suns, of course, with Chris Paul, one of the top assist leaders in the NBA history. That would be a given. Defensively, though, let's talk about the Toronto Raptors and the Miami Heat. They I think, are one of the top defensive teams in the NBA, and I think the New Orleans Pelicans are playing really good defense. They do have length, and Alvarado has always been a pest on the perimeter, and also he's a pest with some of the tall guys. When he's switching up, he's great at getting low and bugging them, and so he gets up in their space and he makes them very uncomfortable. 3-point percentage, well, it might change because halfway through with the All-Star break, Kyrie Irving is gone and so is Kevin Durant. The Brooklyn Nets, though, are right now on top of the 3-point percentage at 39.2 as a team. The Denver Nuggets and the Golden State Warriors follow behind them at 39.2 also, and 38.6. 3-point field goals made. Let's see. Golden State Warriors are always going to be 3-point heavy. They are at 963, almost at 1,000 3-pointers made halfway through the All-Star break. The Boston Celtics, and then you have the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic is 3-point heavy. So let's move to the actual individuals in the spotlight. Giannis. Let's talk about him last night in the Chicago game. They beat them, and they are now on a 12-game win streak, and they beat them 112-100. But Giannis sprained his wrist following Thursday's game with the Bulls. It returned back negative, so his status in the NBA All-Star game is probably going to be uncertain. He probably will sit out, but I think when we're talking about most improved player, I'm looking at OG Anunoby, and also I think he's really stepped up his game this year. Rookie of the Year, Ben Mathurin, he's in the front running for me out of the Indiana Pacers as individuals. It was phenomenal to see James break the all-time scoring record in NBA history last week, and at the beginning of this week, and we'll see how things move forward for the Lakers. They are in the 13th spot, but they're only 4 or 5 games behind the number 6 or 7 spot, so that definitely isn't a concern. Teams have a tendency to make runs halfway through once the All-Star break is completed, and find their ways jostling for top tier positions. So assessment right now, seeing where the teams are right now, and if AD can stay healthy enough, like LeBron James has, then I definitely see them as a threat, especially with the additions of D'Angelo Russell and Hachimura to the roster. I thought the couple teams that started off hot are kind of like tepid now. Of course, you have the Portland Trailblazers and the Utah Jazz in the West that started off super hot. And you also have the Cleveland Cavaliers that started off hot. Now they're number 4. That's nothing to sneeze at, but they did basically drop. They did go on a couple of losing streaks and have lost some pretty tight games with some higher top tier teams. Now let's get to points per game for individual stats. So season leaders right now is Luka Doncic. He's averaging 33 points per game. Joel Embiid's at 33.1 and Giannis is at 31.8. Giannis has been on a tear these last 12 games during their win streak, so definitely got to watch out for him. If his wrist is okay, and it was his shooting hand that he fell on, so that could definitely play a part in his production. Rebounds per game, Domantas Sabonis is got something to prove. I mean, I think the man is an all-star, and he should be a starter in the West at 12.3 rebounds a game. That's nothing to sneeze at because he's competing with Giannis Antetokounmpo at 12.2. Assists per games, if you told me James Harden would be leading an assist at 10.8, I would have been laughing at you this year. But Trae Young, he is definitely the ball dominant player. He is a true point guard on the team. And then Nikola Jokic, he is a center point guard. So at 10.1 assists to round out the 3. Steals per game, once again, OG Anunoby, looking at him to be my defensive player of the year this year. I'm still not changing that position, because I think he is doing a phenomenal job with the Toronto Raptors. Siakam went out injured. He really stepped up his game in scoring also. So he can play perimeters 1 through 5 if he wanted to. He could play on the perimeter and also defending and or up to the 5 position if he wanted to with his length. 3-point percentage. I mean, if we look at the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors, they top out on the 3-point lead as a 3-point team leaders, and you got Malcolm Brogdon at 45.5% with the Boston Celtics. So that's definitely impressive, and it's something that the Celtics have been heavy in doing, is shooting the 3. Let's talk about the most fast break points per game on average. It's going to be the 2 dominant players who even the whole team couldn't stop on the fast break if they wanted to, because they are always downhill in the open court, and that would be LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo. And guess what? Rounding out the 3 on those fast break points per game would be Desmond Bane at 4.3 points a game. So that's definitely something that I did not know about, and that is impressive to know. Most points in the game this year, we had Donovan Mitchell, who dropped 71. Damian Lillard dropped 60, and Luka Doncic dropped 60. So those are the high scoring leaders up until this point in the All-Star game. So guys, I know I gave you a lot of information. I know I gave you a lot of stats today, but we are halfway through the season, and I thought that it would be a great time to do a recap as far as who's leading what within the stats with the prospective teams. So this is Chop It Up Hoops with your pal Sal. If you like what you heard, subscribe, like, comment, be kind, and God bless.